This episode is sponsored by iTunes. Go to www.cheapseatreviews.com. Click on the iTunes button, purchase anything you want, and a small portion will go to this podcast.
The only real question we should ask ourselves during our existence is, how much is a man's life worth? Knowing what you're worth is like knowing what day you're gonna die. Me? I'm worth $20 million, and I'd hand over every last dollar to get my old life back.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is CheapSeat Reviews.
What is up? And thank you for listening to CheapSeat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. This is episode 82, and today we're talking about The Family. I am Sean Allred. That was hard to say. Sean Allred. And joining me tonight is Chad. The water is brown. Evans.
Well, you see, I really wanted to be here last week, but unfortunately, due to this, the day of my daughter's wedding, I was not able to attend. So, I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. You're gonna let me talk like this until I get tired, and then I'm gonna cut off your fingers. I mean, if
kind of went into Donald Trump there at the end.
Kind of did. I'm really sorry about that.
It did.
I'm still a little embarrassed by going into Trump.
That's okay.
But every time I hear Catherine say, "This is Cheap Seat Reviews," I actually want to say, "And that is an expensive knockoff." But you know what? Whatever. It's great to be back.
Hey, welcome back, buddy. Andrew, I'm not reading that. I don't even remember what it was before, but I'm not reading that.
Did Andrew take up the helm?
Yeah, Andrew has now. Yeah, I gave him control of my script, and now he is.
Awesome.
I don't even remember what it was now. Damn it.
What's wrong with that? I don't see the problem.
But it's not true. Anyway, okay, fine. According to Andrew, Michelle Pfiffer looks like a coke whore. Jimison.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey, Paulie!
Hey, how you doing? East Division.
All right.
Forget about it.
And Sam, is that a dead body I smell? No, just a dog? Okay. Vector.
Hey, you guys. Ready for a good podcast tonight, eh? Oh, wait a second. I went into a Canadian mobster. That's not good. They apologize once they cut off your fingers. Eh?
Nice. All of those accents were terrible. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm going to speak in my...
You're terrible.
I'm going to speak in my Russian accent throughout this episode.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Good. So, you know what? I think I'm going to switch to my Russian as well.
That is good as well.
Go ahead. Maybe we can get out of here real quick. Let's go.
Yeah. So let's pull up a comfy chair and dive into this show. We have no Corny, obviously, tonight. He is battling some kind of illness. He just said he literally called out like 15 minutes before we started recording. He's like, "Hey, I'm dying over here. I can't even whatever." So
I'm
Andrew,
dying over here.
Right. So once again, Andrew Jimison has come in. He's has saved the day. Unfortunately, he couldn't last week for reasons. So, but we are glad to have him tonight, even though he keeps messing up with my script. So
Sorry.
I'm going to deny your access here in a few minutes. If you. So before we get any farther, what is The Family?
The Family. The Manzoni family, a notorious mafia clan, is relocated to Normandy, France under the Witness Protection Program, where fitting in soon becomes challenging as their old habits die hard.
That's right.
With a vengeance.
Now, if you have really good headphones and you're listening to an episode and you heard squealing in the background, that would have been my son losing his mind for whatever reason when we were recording that. So,
It kind of sounded like the background music to Britney Spears' "Toxic."
actually, yeah, that
Yeah.
Ooh, wait, Sam do that?
Yeah, I know my Britney Spears, yo.
Oh,
I'm actually a little embarrassed for everybody else because of that.
I don't know the song. I
You
just
give
picked
me
one.
grief about the movies I watch with my wife, but you know the song "Toxic" by Britney Spears?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Have you not seen the video?
No,
Yeah,
I
she's
haven't.
like on a plane and she's
The
hot.
last music video I've heard I watched, I was 17 years old, and it was the first one, like "Hit Me Baby One More Time."
Yeah.
And yeah, I kind of fell in love there for a few minutes, though. But that's okay. That was a long time ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this podcast to bring you crap.
Hey, we're just talking about.
And now back to our
VH1
regularly
safety.
scheduled podcast.
Right. Yeah, definitely Chad is back with us tonight feeling good. So this is The Family. This is 2013's The Family. This is our second Luc Besson film. Should have been our third, but we will one day, once if Lockout ever gets back on, Lockout, Lockdown, Lockout, whatever it is. If that ever gets to streaming in, we will definitely do that. But this is our second Luc Besson film. Our first being The Fifth Element.
Would this film be any more different than that, though?
Well, yeah, it can be. So, Luc Besson has done some. All right, let's just talk about this for just real quick because it's been bothering me. He did a couple of French films, and then he did La Femme Nikita, which spawned a really great TV show. It was a good movie, and then he did Leon the Professional, which was in '94. And I actually feel like ever since then, whatever he does, people are like, oh, because Leon was such a really, really good film, we're going to give him a pass. Mm-hmm. You know how like Christopher Nolan does like The Dark Knight, and then everything he's done since then, everyone was like, this is the greatest thing ever, even though I didn't really like Interstellar at all. But
I did.
I
liked it.
The bookshelf thing just was enough for me. So
I thought it was fun. I liked Inception.
Inception was great. And I think that was kind of it. Anyway, my point being that there are other directors that I think can. I mean, the Dark Knight Rises was horrendous. It was awful, and I think people were like, "But it's Christopher Nolan. It's okay, you know."
Well, I don't think we've given that one a pass here.
We haven't. Like the four of us haven't, but I think other people do. So the point I'm trying to get to real quick though is that he did Lucy, his most recent film, which I thought was kind of terrible.
Was there French in it? Were there people speaking French?
Yes.
What the heck is up with that?
He is French, so every movie has to be in France at some point. The Family, which is the lady in France, and then he wrote a bunch of the Transporter movies, like he wrote all of them. You know what I'm talking about, the Transporter. I mean, he's already written 5 and 6 for Transporter, and he wrote the Refueled. So anyway,
didn't he also write Taken?
That's in France too.
Yeah, he did do. Wait, I gotta find it. When did he do? When it was Taken? Yeah, he wrote Taken. Yeah, and Taken 2, and
Probably Taken 3.
Yeah, and of course all of the Nikita series, La Femme Nikita.
He's Taken, not Tekken, right?
Yeah, not Tekken, not the video game.
So I was a badass at that.
Lockout.
That was horrible.
He didn't direct Lockout. He wrote it. Anyway, so my point being is that everything is in France for whatever reason, and all of his movies, I kind of feel like, well, at least, I mean, the Fifth Element, I don't know, they're all just kind of a little different and whatever, and I was expecting this movie to have the fun that the Fifth Element had. So we'll talk more about, we'll talk about, well, I mean, on IMDb, it's rated comedy, crime, thriller. So when comedy is the first word, I was expecting funny. Not to say that this movie wasn't funny. I was kind of expecting that kind of calamity, so to speak, in the first one. So we'll do this as we do every episode. Chad, I'm going to ask you this question before I ask you, Chad.
Yes.
This is all of our first time viewing this movie, correct?
No.
Yes.
Really, Andrew? You've seen this before?
Yeah, I saw it when it first came on Netflix, like a year or year and a half ago.
Okay, cool. Well, so Chad, I'll let you go.
Okay, great. This is actually that's obviously my first time seeing this film, and I kind of went into it kind of in a bad mood. So I didn't really have really high hopes for it. But after sitting through it and like after the first major scene when Michelle Pfeiffer's in the store where she struggles with French, she struggles with speaking French, but she can clearly understand everything that they say.
It's because she had that
and
floating text near her face.
Of course,
Well,
I mean,
speaking from experience, when I went to Germany, it kind of happens that way. You can kind of understand it a lot better before you can speak it well.
I thought you were talking about floating text.
Yeah, I was too. I'm like, is there floating text around? when Herr Sitta, what was his name? Oh, come on, from last week, our callback.
Herr
Vasily.
Yeah, Herr Sniffer, Herr Sniffer. When Herr Sniffer Herr Sniffer was yelling at you, you could see the words and things.
Herr Sniffer.
Oh my gosh, that was great.
So anyway, like I was saying, and then instead of just getting what she needs and getting out of there, no, she burns the place down.
Right.
Which I thought was hilarious.
I actually laughed out loud on that one.
And then the kids, I was talking with Sam earlier about this. Like, I could watch the kids like all day. I just think that was just hilarious. How they're just like, beat your ass with a tennis racket.
Right.
With an inch of his life.
Well, girls are not things you just F in the park and throw away. Yeah. She was awesome.
She was awesome.
Yep.
She's from Glee.
Who was that?
She is from Glee.
That's where I know her.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else? Oh, I know that they did this just to advance the plot and everything, but how coincidental was it that one newspaper
Oh my God, that
happened
newspaper.
to get on the plane, just happened to get thrown away, and it happened to end up in a landfill.
Uh-huh.
And
but I love the fact that they followed the entire path, though.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Well, it was funny, but like every moment it happened, like the next adventure in this newspaper's life, I was rolling my eyes. I would have believed way more had they published their newspaper thing online, and and like maybe they have like I don't know, maybe they stumble on it online or like a blog or something. Like I don't know, like the way they got it, I thought was just ridiculous. But
how he figured it out is like, if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. And I'm just like, surely
a lot of people say that.
A lot of people say that.
Well, we're expected to believe that he remembered that joke that he said, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I barely remembered Hair Sniffer from last week. Hey, I'm not gonna remember that 6 years from now when Sam comes over to the house, clicks his heels, and goes, "Hair Sniffer." I'm like, "What are you doing?" Though that would still be pretty funny.
So, anyway, I felt that whole sequence was, and I know why they did it, because they needed to advance the plot, and they needed to invoke some type of conflict, other than Robert De Niro blowing up a tank, and miraculously all the water is clear. Never really understand that, but
I'm not sure how that works either. But
I don't care though. I love the fact that he blew it up.
Yeah,
it's one of these movies where you can't look too far past the common sense, because
I'm going to get clean water. Damn it!
Right.
And then the way that he hooked up the time bomb, so to speak.
That was hilarious.
TNT.
It looked like a cartoon.
I was going to say it was like a scene out of you expected to see the Acme receipt,
right,
on that thing.
But he clipped the electrodes, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
He clipped it, actually, like physically clipped it to the clock itself,
yeah,
like the top of the clock. Like that's gonna do anything.
I don't know. It was hilarious. As soon as I saw it, I laughed out loud. A lot of the sight gags like that made me laugh. Andrew.
Yeah, like I said, I saw it about a year and a half ago or so with my wife, and I just caught bits and pieces of it, and I thought, it's kind of funny, I guess. And then I rewatched it last week sometime, and it wasn't all that I thought it would be after catching just bits and pieces, but it had its moments though. Got a few chuckles here and there. Mm-hmm. To me it was really slow. Like it just took forever to get through things. You kind of knew what to maybe because I've seen it before, then you knew kind of what to expect, but it just like it took forever to get there.
Okay. Sam.
First time seeing it, I had a blast with this movie. I had a heck of a lot of fun. I expected the movie just to be another side screen at work. Just kind of watch it while I'm grading some homework and things like that. But it kept catching my attention, and doggone it, it made me laugh out loud a few times. Like Chad mentioned before, the kids. I could watch a movie just about the kids. How often do we see mafia movies where the father's really the only one in on the game, and everybody else doesn't like what he does or is ashamed of what he does? This family loves it. They love every aspect of the mafia life.
The daughter was trying to get out. That was the whole point. She was trying to get out.
Not really.
Yeah. She literally, she said that. She was like, this guy that I'm in love with is my way out of the family. That's what she says. She wants out. She wants out so hard that she's willing to throw herself off a building.
Well, I thought that was because he broke up with her.
Right. I mean, she would. That was saying is like she wanted out, away from the family, and to be with this guy that she met 5 minutes ago and that she had sex with, which was kind of a cool scene. I'm not gonna lie. And then,
but wasn't it awkward though?
What do you mean?
It was kind of like, well, he's a teacher and she's a student.
Oh yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, I feel a little kind of dirty watching this.
Even
though she's well over 20.
Well, yeah, in real life, yeah.
Yeah.
But she's playing 17 in the movie. But the part that was like, all I could think of was, that's Europe. Who cares? It's France. They're like stuck in 1982 anyway.
Yeah.
Gracious. Did you like the computers that everyone was using and the landlines? Like, Sarah actually asked me, and she says, when is this movie supposed to be set? And I'm like, I don't know, but with
the typewriter.
Yeah, like that film projector they pulled out was from like 1978. I mean, did no one have a DVD player and a big screen TV in that in Normandy? I guess when the Americans invaded, like all the technology that we had at the time, we just left there, and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, but the last Robert De Niro we saw was that The Silver Linings?
Yes.
I didn't like him in that movie. I like him in this. There's something about him as a mafia guy that just is awesome. I think that fits him perfectly.
Well, yeah, because he's done it like 1,200 times.
I know, and he's so good at it.
Yeah.
And I kind of have to agree. Was it Andrew or Chad? Michelle Pfiffer didn't look good.
No.
She looked like she's been smoking for 40 years.
A coke whore.
Yeah, she just didn't look good. And she was wearing makeup. I guess they didn't put a soft filter on her or something, but she looked pretty harsh on this.
She needed a hell of a soft filter.
Daughter. Yeah.
Well, she born in 58.
Go ahead. I want to see how you spin this.
No, I'm saying she's born in 58, so she's what, almost 60?
Yeah.
So
I mean, she was Catwoman, for goodness sake.
Well, yeah,
no, but even in Catwoman, she wasn't a hot Catwoman. She was like,
I think she was kind of hot at Catwoman. I ain't gonna lie. She's my favorite.
I'm gonna have to agree with Sean on that one.
Yeah, even though Anne Hathaway was great, I still like Michelle Pfeiffer's kind of raw sexuality in Batman Returns. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I thought she was kind of attractive in the like 5 minutes on screen. She's actually attractive in Stardust before she gets all creepy witch lady.
Yeah.
In this movie she's not super attractive. Now it also doesn't help that her daughter is smoking hot.
Yes.
Diana Agron, however you pronounce it, but like, for her age, she's fine. I didn't
But
think
but who stole the show from? In my mind, is the boy.
the
Is
boy. Oh my
son.
gosh, yeah.
And his little schemes and how quickly he turns things around and basically gets to be the big man on campus.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of like a 14-year-old R-rated version of Marky Mark in The Italian Job.
Yeah.
You know, like
he's
like I'm not going to use a gun. I'm just going to, of course, at the end of the movie he uses a gun. He uses 2 MAC-10s. But he connives and whatever, and then of course at the end of the movie they're like, "We have all these complaints on you. I want to see my lawyer." No, you're right. The two of the kids were actually more interesting. I thought they were the most interesting part of the movie.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do my bit is that this was my first time seeing it, and I actually laughed out loud a bunch of times in this movie. But it was like these random little moments interspersed with some like kind of boring
violence?
moments, maybe. Well, yeah, obviously the violence, but like, but it was it wasn't violence for violence sake. It was like all of the violent moments had points. You know, like I don't know how to describe it.
I laughed when he put the dirt plumber in the back of the truck.
Yeah. And she's like,
I couldn't tell. Now help me out, guys. Was the plumber trying to get one over on him?
I think so.
It was.
I couldn't tell. I was like, is this plumber? He's not that smart or something. For a while there, I was like, oh, the poor plumber just got his leg broken and everything else just because he's trying to do a job. And
I like the doctor. It was like he broke it in 12 places. Well, he fell down the stairs. I would have understood one break, but not 12. Well, he had a hammer in his bag, so maybe that was knocking around. Because he breaks his bat and then he picks up his hammer. He goes to the tool bag and finds the hammer. I mean, that stuff I thought was hysterical. I mean, again, he's a violent man doing a violent thing against for all intents and purposes, an innocent guy.
There are so many innocent people that get beat up and killed in this movie.
Gosh. The movie starts that way. That innocent family. They just happen to be a dude that looks like De Niro, has a family that looks like theirs.
Yeah.
The only thing they were missing was a dog, and they get killed for no reason.
Yep.
Except that they look similar.
I thought for a second, that was going to be like a flashback. To the earlier of the family.
Yeah, I don't know. This movie only made it was cost $30 million, which isn't that expensive, but there wasn't a whole lot to do. It's just people talking. But it made worldwide almost $80 million, so it made its money back. Probably mostly in France. But one of my notes is that I think it's interesting. So I was mentioning earlier about Luc Besson. He is French, and most of his movies are set in French, or not in French, in France, like the Transporter movies and things like that. Yet, in this movie, the French are kind of portrayed as like
idiots,
assholes.
Yeah, they're just arrogant assholes.
Have you been to France?
No, I haven't. And I
have been to France.
I have been told that that's kind of how they are.
Yeah, when I visited, we went there for a day when we were in Europe and sat at an outdoor cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And the waiters and waitresses ignored us because they didn't want to serve Americans.
You should have put Canadian bumper stickers on everything.
I've seen London. I've seen France. And I have seen Corny's underpants. They are gigantic.
I'm glad Corny could make the episode. Albeit through his underwear. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that, like, I mean, yeah, you got that know-it-all history guy, which I thought that scene cracked me up because my wife looks over at me, Sarah, and goes, "That's kind of how you are." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Because I like me some history, and when someone comes at me with some, generic historical references, and I start getting specific, and then they just, so I thought that scene made me laugh out loud.
And then he gets shot.
And then he got shot for just being a neighbor. Oh, your house blew up. Let me go take a look. Bang. And then one other neighbor, like a minute, like 15 minutes later, I think a house blew up. Oh, got shot.
No witnesses.
No witnesses. Man, that whole town. There was none in that whole town. That stinks.
Well, there was that one scene where they had to discuss that one witness, but whether you shoot it or not,
right, yeah,
it's not going to rat on you.
Yeah, you're right, right. The guy literally says, "I don't want to shoot the dog," and he's like, "Well, what's he gonna do? Rat on?" And he's like, "Yeah, but so," and then you couldn't really hear it because De Niro was under all that rubble because of the house had blown up. But it was it was very faint. You could hear him.
I remember it. I heard it.
Yeah, you could hear him say,
"If you kill my dog, I swear to God, I'll get really mad."
And then the dog freaking ripped that guy's face off. Did you guys know?
I love that part.
Everyone in this family is a killer.
Yes.
Even the dog. Now, I will say this, which I think is kind of funny. In that final scene, spoiler, everyone kills someone except Robert De Niro. He's the only character that doesn't kill anyone.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
You know, like everyone, even Tommy Lee Jones gets one. Which, by the way,
speaking of,
Tommy Lee Jones was in this movie. Holy cow, I didn't know.
And yet was he another U.S. Marshal?
Yeah,
right?
This will be his third time as a quote-unquote U.S. Marshal.
And he was so dry. I loved his character. I loved it.
But that's Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's him in every movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually my favorite part of the Captain America, the first one, the first Avenger. You know, when he throws the grenade on the ground and Rogers dives on it, and then Erskine kind of gives him that look like, I told you so, and he just looks at him and goes, he's still skinny. You know, like that stuff, you know, or at the end when he's getting ready to jump, Captain America's getting ready to jump on the plane and she gives him a kiss, and then he looks at Tommy Lee Jones, he goes, I'm not going to kiss you. Like, that's just Tommy Lee Jones, you know, that deadpan. So yeah. I liked him in this movie. I didn't know he was going to be in it, but I thought he was really good as kind of the, you know, handler, so to speak.
Yeah, and he had such a hatred for him. But the language he was using...
Yeah.
In terms of how he was putting him down was just brilliant. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It was kind of a love-hate relationship. Like we're stuck with each other because of what you did and what you did for the government, and we appreciate what you did, but you make my life miserable, and so therefore I'm going to make your life a little miserable too.
And one thing about the movie too that was interesting to me is they jumped right into this. There was no why they were in witness protection until later on.
Yeah.
You know, there was no backstory. It was they're moving into a new house, and that was it.
I will say that to that point, I thought the movie was well written.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's, you know, a tribute to Luke Besson. He can write a movie, except for Lucy. He couldn't write that movie. But I'm still mad at Lucy, not her, but or your daughter Sam. But the movie, it was just.
For some reason, I thought you said you liked that movie.
I liked it until the last 10 minutes of the movie, and then it just got so...
French?
No, I can't say what happened without ruining the movie.
Don't, because I'm going to end up watching it. I'm sure.
So, anyway, it's just dumb. It was real dumb. You're going to get to it.
Was it a bookshelf moment?
A bookshelf moment? What do you mean?
Interstellar bookshelf moment?
No.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
See, what happens is they're just all sitting around, and then the Nazis show up, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway,
that's exactly what happened.
No, that's not what happened at all. I did put in my notes that his life is worth $20 million, but he's worth way more than Porter. He's only worth $70,000. Excuse me. Sorry. Sorry. I just looked back at my script, and all of a sudden this little thing pops up that Andrew Jemison has signed on. I'm like, oh great. What's he gonna do now?
Sorry, my computer went to sleep. I was just trying.
Do you guys notice the overuse of payphones in this movie? What the hell? Come on, Europe. What are you doing?
There's a lot of payphones over in Europe.
Apparently, yeah. And this is one of those movies where a cell phone cures everything. You know, if the kids had cell phones, which they even make fun of in the movie, you know, like the director's like, all right, we got to find a way to create some tension. So the kids, you know, they can't warn the parents because the boy knows what's going on, and then the daughter knows what's going on. And if they just had phones, they could just call their parents. So that last 20 minutes of the movie, there was actually some pretty good tension. I was kind of, you know, like I didn't actually think she was going to jump off the building, but there was some good tension. I was kind of like leaning forward a little bit in my seat, going like, because I kind of thought maybe someone was gonna die, someone important. I kind of did, truth be told. I knew it wasn't gonna be the dog,
and
but
all the goons. Did you expect all the goons to show up?
no, not that many. I
No.
expected like that one guy.
Fat Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fat Willie, was that his name?
Yeah, really.
Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. Is that what his name credit is?
Yeah.
Billy
Here's my question.
Billy the Bug.
Here's my question. So
Yeah,
so,
Fat Willie.
and I'm not really big on my mafia, how ins and outs. Andrew, you might be able to because I know you're part of that.
Yeah.
But
I have people.
do you just call somebody up and say, "Hey, man, we're gonna fly in, and if you could have 2 black Mercedes with leather trim, just kind of waiting on us. Oh yeah, and if you could have some rocket launchers in there, that'd be awesome."
Yeah, we gotta have RPGs.
That's pretty much how it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Dude,
it's
they
all
brought
about
an RPG.
Yeah. It's all about the
that was
families,
wild.
really.
And as soon as that happened, I said the same thing, Chad. I looked at Sarah and I said, "What? Like, you can barely get a shotgun in France, let alone machine guns. You know, if like they were in America, I would actually have bought it more because it's America. We've got guns everywhere. I mean, I got one in my drawer right here. So, not really. But anyway.
By the way, did anybody have a fist pump moment when the boy shoots the shotgun?
Yeah, I kind of did. That guy's running, he just reaches in, grabs the first gun. I mean, how dumb are those stupid mafia guys to just leave the trunk lid open? But I guess if they kill everybody in town, you know, who's to say that they're going to do anything? But that was a pretty funny moment. When he picked up those 2 Mac 10s, though, and he kind of gave her that look, I was like, yeah, he's going to do something. I mean, and they were all good shots. It was crazy. Just a violent, violent family. Must be nice. Speaking of that moment earlier in the episode, I mentioned the part about the history. This happened.
Yeah, but I'm going to discuss the Army and the core of it and so on, starting with the fleets. You know, before the landings, there was the boardings.
Sure. I guess you'll be devoting a chapter to Operation Overload.
That's Operation Overlord, in case you were wondering. You can't understand his Frenchness.
Well, I don't think a single chapter could cover that.
What the 314th Infantry did in top enough. Tops it all for me. Young fellas. From Texas mostly, weren't they?
Oh, yeah, those guys, they were like real cowboys, yeah. That's for sure. Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm saying. You ready for a little, I don't know if it's irony or what, but this was kind of funny. And I laughed because of the maybe irony.
Al Capone always said, asking polite with a gun in your hand is better than just asking polite.
And that's funny
That's true.
Because he played.
But
he also played Al Capone. What now?
What's that?
What were you saying, Sam?
Don't you just want to start off polite, and then if they don't, you then bring it back?
I mean, why do that? Why do you want to waste time? Just get to the point.
Yeah, you just bring the gun and then
Cut
you
to the
ask.
chase.
You just bring the gun and then you ask politely. And
That's what I do with my kids.
They're probably going to give you the answer you want.
Oh, lovely.
Probably.
How many quarter notes are in a whole note? Jimmy.
3.
Bang. Tommy. 4.
Jeez.
Bang. Jimmy's not getting it
Wouldn't
wrong
actually
ever.
kill them. I just take out their kneecaps or something.
No, it's marching band season. You can't do that.
He sucked at clarinet anyway.
I loved his little psychotic visions.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like when he
You
would,
never knew exactly when it was real and when it wasn't.
right. You know, like
You know?
the scene when he like shows up when he's dragging him by the car. I'm like, wait, is this?
Yeah, I was like, this has got to be a vision.
Is this a vision or not? Oh no, this one's real.
Nope, that's real.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like how he kind of threatened the mayor of that little town, which was great. And of course, he pretended to like break his hand in the door. The only other movie I could think of where we get that is in the movie True Lies. You guys ever seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Where Schwarzenegger pretends to kill Sam Elliott. Not Sam Elliott. That's the Coors guy. What's his name? It's over, man. Game over. What's
Joe
his name?
Pesci.
Not Joe Pesci. Damn it, Sam.
I mean, it was a mob movie, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna bother me.
Joe Pesci is not a it's not a very far from the course, far from par.
What are you trying to say?
Pick. I don't know English.
Bill Paxton. There it is. Jeez.
Bill Paxton.
God.
That guy.
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorites. I was just watching a movie with Bill Paxton the other day.
You watching Twister?
And it was. No.
Oh, okay. That's one of the few movies he's in that I actually like. You should have. It's a good movie.
Independence Day.
That's Bill Pullman.
Same guy.
No, it's not. Not even close.
See, I know Bill Paxton.
What about Sling Blade?
Now, I will say Bill Paxton in Day After Tomorrow is pretty funny.
I liked him. I like Bill Paxton in Sling Blade.
Wait, hold on. Bill Paxton in Day After Tomorrow.
Yep. Or not Day After Tomorrow. The Live, Die, Repeat, but they called it Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Live Free and Die Hard.
Yeah, he's the drill sergeant. No, not Live Free and Die Tomorrow. That's not a movie. What'd you say, Andrew?
Die Another Day.
Die Another Day. Yeah, he's not in that either. Die Another Day. Wait a minute.
Oh wait,
the one
Sling
actually
Blade, that was Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton. Hold on. I think Sam's actually trying to get one right here. He actually
I got it right.
Yeah, he's in Edge of Tomorrow. He's the drill sergeant. That takes Tom Cruise and makes his life hell for a few minutes.
Have you seen Edge?
Over.
I have. Great movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I loved it.
I didn't think you saw it.
No, I saw it. Tom Cruise has actually been putting out some really good movies recently.
I don't know. I'm thinking he comes up short.
You watch out those Scientology people who come to your house and.
I think he's actually done with Scientology.
I'm just glad to hear that he's putting out at all.
Nice. Uh-oh, there goes Chad.
Oh, dear God. I didn't have this problem the other day.
I love that I hung up on him on mid-sentence. That was great.
I didn't have this problem last time.
Well, you weren't on last week.
Well, the time before that.
Oh. No,
you might have slept through that part.
Yeah.
Well, I do tend to
fall asleep during recording.
10-minute naps from time to time.
No, Sam, Edge of Tomorrow was great, and I actually in Oblivion I thought was really good too. I loved Oblivion.
Yes, yeah, I forgot about that one.
And then the new Mission Impossible movie is really, really good too. And he has to run and ride a motorcycle and things like that. But
and takes his shirt off at some point.
No, he doesn't take his shirt off.
Oh,
no, he doesn't.
He's old.
Must be a certain point of his career now.
Yeah, he's getting to the point now where things are starting to look funny because he's getting old, but he's still like.
Well, he's got that Scientology, tattoo.
Again, he's not. I don't think he's that anymore.
I mean, he's still got the tattoo. I mean, you can't get rid of it. I mean, you could. That's going to take a lot of sandpaper.
God, that would be painful. I did write a note. We were talking about that stupid newspaper earlier, and I did. My notes are what with the paper. I would have bought a blog or Facebook post, but a newspaper from Normandy, no.
Yeah.
I also like the whole after she has sex with the boy in the hospital, the classroom, and her mom's like, "Oh, it's a crush." I don't think they've made it past first base, and she's like, and we're all making that noise, like, yeah, first base. And then he breaks up with her over the phone, and the two U.S. Marshals are listening, and they're like, man, if I ever see this guy, I'm going to punch him in the face. It was pretty funny.
I liked those guys.
Yeah, they were actually good. I actually got a little sad when they died.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a heroic death. It was just kind of a mow them down through the door type of death.
And that's a trope, too.
It is a trope. And how did he know they were in there?
Yeah.
Maybe he just...
a good guess.
Maybe he just, spit bullets at every door.
Maybe I don't know, but like he fired, and then the guy's like, "Oh, what's that?" And he goes, "Oh, it's Tiny or whatever the hell his name was."
That's Wally.
And I was so confused when Big Willie or whatever his name was walking in on Michelle Pfiffer, right? And she's cowering, and then he takes off his belt to whip her.
No, that was not what was about to happen, Sam. Fat Willie
I thought
was.
I
no,
thought he
not Fat
had
Willie.
to shoot her, right?
No, he said you have.
He's got a shooter.
He
but
says we
there's
have
something
to.
else that's gotta happen.
We have to dirty you. It's the rule.
Like
He
bruise her
was-
with the belt or something.
He was going to rape her, Sam.
He was gonna
Oh,
do
dude.
Skeletor right there in the floor.
That's why he says it will hurt less if you don't fight.
But that makes no sense. He could have just shot her and survived.
Well, yes.
It's part of the.
It's-
It's part of the mafia thing.
Yeah, I guess.
If you turn your back on the family, they're going to. And then he actually says, "You know what's going to happen, right?" And she said, "Yeah."
Yeah. Like she knew it was going to happen. Apparently, that's a common
It's a
practice.
thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've seen that in a mafia movie, I think.
I don't know.
Usually the rules, according to Sopranos, the rule was, you don't touch the women or the children. It's all just the male.
Yeah, in this world, this is like Game of Thrones world. Like anyone can die. That guy with no question about it shot that girl in the back, and then the boy at the beginning of the movie.
No hesitation.
None. Yeah, that guy was a cold-blooded killer, and I'm really glad he died. And the way he died, I laughed. When he got hit by that car, Tommy Lee Jones was driving, and he went like 30 feet. I was laughing. It was great. It was really great. I already played that one. This one was kind of funny.
Number 1. Of the top 10 reasons why I'm a good guy, I don't like to cause pain for no reason because all my sadistic urges are satisfied when I cause pain for a good reason.
That's such great logic, That's such great logic.
Well, it makes sense. He just, he caused some pain to get his water fixed, right? But he just fixed the water for everybody in that town.
Yeah, he was beating up people for the greater good.
Yeah.
He was
our new slogan.
He was beating up people for the greater good.
So my mental abuse of Sean here is warranted because it's for the greater good of the podcast.
He was using Vulcan logic. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one, meaning that it's okay if I beat your ass because the many are going to benefit from it.
And not to mention that water wasn't just brown, that was nasty.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That was just horrid nasty.
And I thought it was kind of interesting that everyone just knew what the problem was.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not the pipes, you got to go to the mayor. Well, the mayor like, it's not us, you got to go to the treatment plant. It's not us, you got to go to the fertilizer. And the fertilizer guy was like, yeah, it's kind of us. He's kind of us.
And it's in that one tower.
And it's only in that.
Yeah, but why does nobody else do something about it before that?
Because it takes an American to go in there and fix things. That's what this movie is supposed to teach us. Is that
they don't have a neighbor from New Jersey,
right? Like you have to have, America. What is it? 60 years later, 70 years later from the landings, and we're still fixing shit over there. So you're welcome, France.
Yes.
That's all I'd say. 1-star review from France.
True
But
story.
then, we
that
also
actually
send. Oh no, go ahead, Andrew.
Oh, sorry. That actually happened to me. My water was brown for like a couple days, and then
you're in the States.
Yeah. And my next door neighbor, who is from New Jersey, she came over and she said, "Hey Andrew, what's wrong with the water? Is your water this color?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I don't know what she did. I don't know what tower she blew up, but it was fixed within like 30 minutes. So she did something. I don't know what happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
She got a guy on the phone. She called Fat Willie, and things were taken care of. That's great.
So here's my question. Here's the burning question.
The burning question.
Maybe I zoned out during one of my 10-minute naps watching this movie. Why did he want to leave the family business to begin with?
Who?
Robert De Niro.
I think. Go ahead, Sam. I mean, you've been wrong every other time with this movie, so keep going.
Yeah. What I got out of it is that he snitched.
Why?
Who knows?
Well,
That's part of the backstory they haven't told.
No, it's in the movie.
What?
It's Andrew.
What movie?
Andrew, are you with me here?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, so during his scene where he's typing up his memoirs, he's talking about how he wanted to get out because he knew that one day that it would affect his family. and that he didn't want his family to be a part of that.
Huh,
he was
okay.
doing it for his family to get them safe, and that's why he snitched, and so he could get out. It was the only way to get out was to snitch on the family, which that guy wasn't exactly was where living in squander in that prison cell. I mean,
Yeah, squalor.
Thank you.
But if he wanted out, like, I understand that once you're in the mafia, you're in for life and there's no getting out. But, why could they not have just picked up and moved to France?
I think the only way I can figure it is that the best way to get away from it is to, one, to have your boss in jail, and two, having the government able to give you new identities and things like that.
And security. Basically,
Yeah.
they're free security with them.
Yeah.
They were horrible, but
they've had to move like 5, 6, 7 times.
Because he kept beating up people.
Yeah, it was his own fault. That one's his own fault, and admittedly, it was his own doings. My only thing is the end of the movie, right? So we kind of wrapped up the movie, and then they're leaving, and De Niro, his character is so oblivious to his family that, I mean, like, I actually kind of feel like he wins like worst dad of the year, kind of, because his son tried to run away, and the only reason why he didn't was because these bad guys came in, and the son cares about his family. That's why he was running away. The daughter had sex with her teacher guy, and then was ready to kill herself because whatever. And then they have this violent confrontation, and then in the movie, they all still kind of hate. Like, they're all like, they're family, but I think they kind of hate each other or something. Like, they're like, and I kind of got the feeling as they're leaving the town, like, Michelle Pfeiffer looked like she was pissed, and maybe she was pissed because her
skin was falling off.
Her henchmen guys were dead. Her cop buddies were dead. And then, like, the girl is still having all these feelings. I mean, is she going to go find another building to jump off of? And, the kid's going to go find a new school to run game on and then possibly get in trouble again and maybe run away. Like, none of their problems are solved.
Yeah.
I really think those are just normal teenage problems, though.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
only with a mafia twist to it.
Yeah, none of us
No.
ran
That's
game on school like that, but
I don't know. My drum major does that.
Really? Drum major's in charge of the cigarette ring of the school?
Yeah, pretty much.
Did anybody else think that the girl was somehow going to screw up the test for this teacher? At one point, I thought, to keep him in town, to keep him by her, she is going to figure out a way. I thought she was going to drug him or something when she had sex with him.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah,
to keep him from doing this test to leave.
Oh, yeah. I never got that idea.
Yeah.
I actually kind of thought, though, at one point, once he broke up with her, that it would, like, cut to a scene where, like, the dad opens, like, a trunk to a suitcase and he's, like, gagged and bound inside of it. And he just looks down at the guy, and the girl's like, he broke my heart. And, like, that's the last we see of that kid. Like, I was kind of expecting to go that route.
Yeah.
Because I think it would have kind of fit the movie still. It still would have been funny, He's like, oh, you guys broke my daughter's heart? Cool. And then he goes and, like, ties him up to Tower 5 or something. I like how the bomb blew up and he, like, forgot about it. And he looks at his watch and he's like, oh. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That was weird. Sorry, I was too busy talking about a movie that I starred in.
He didn't say that his water broke, though. I was waiting for that.
I love that moment, though, in the movie when they're like, they have to, they send off for this movie, and it comes back in like 35 millimeter or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's not the one we want. And I'm thinking to myself, wouldn't it be hilarious and ironic if it was a mob movie? It's like, and Goodfellas. And then Tommy Lee Jones is like,
time to go.
Time to go.
I'm pulling the plug.
No, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's like, I do not want to see any of your home movies.
It's funny, Chad, you're setting me up really good for the next clip, by the way. I thought it was going to be something different, that it was going to be like it was going to be some movie, some French movie making fun of Americans.
Yeah.
And then like the whole movie was going to be about how stupid Americans are and how fat we are and how obese we are and how we're ruining the world. And at the end of it, he would just get so mad that would blow his cover. I didn't see the mob angle going, flip what going on. But to Chad's point about the line you just said, I laughed so incredibly hard at this line that I had to stop the movie because I couldn't hear what was happening. And my wife, Sarah, was beside herself at how I thought this is the best line of the movie. Okay? You ready? Here it is.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, Stan. Gangsters all over the street. That's got to be a turnout for a top cop like you. I bet it's your favorite secret jerk-off movie.
I missed that when I watched it. That's funny.
I lost it. It's your favorite jerk-off movie. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. That just made me laugh. This is the last clip. It's 42 seconds. Just tuck in here for a second.
This morning I was worth $20 million. I'm probably worth double that now. I've cheated death so many times in my life, I don't even think about it anymore. It's like getting caught outside in a storm. You just have to avoid being hit by the lightning. But all things considered, I had a pretty good day. My family is more together than we've ever been. The water in town ain't brown no more. And for a couple of hours, I was the toast of the local film society in Shillong, Saravra. In fact, the only thing that's pissing me off now is that I have to rewrite this entire book. But we have to change our names again. Son of a bitch.
I had to get the part with the dog. And then he also said, "Stupid book." So,
I'd probably read that book.
I would too. Yeah.
I think it would be fun.
There you go. I also the last one I wrote was, "Wow, that confession ruined that French priest." That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that either.
Yeah, I didn't either. She comes in and he's like, "You're the devil." I'm like, well, good God, what did she tell him? The trope, we got the shooting through the door trope, the fishes out of water trope, which we've had like every other episode.
Most mafia tropes are in here.
Yeah, a lot of the mafia tropes are in there, which is fine. A lot of the mafia likes pasta and things like that. People from New Jersey had big hair, apparently. It was weird.
Yeah.
There you go. Any other tropes you can think of?
French people.
Everybody has a gun.
Your security's not worth a damn. Everybody's got a gun. Throwback. Audible.com sponsored this movie, or this podcast, I should say. You can get a free audiobook download at audibletrial.com/CheapSeat Reviews. In fact, you can get the book that this movie is based on. And I'll tell you what the name of that book is in just a second. audibletrial.com/CheapSeat Reviews. Trivia!
Trivia.
Although Robert De Niro and Michelle Pfiffer have both appeared in Stardust, which we've done, and New Year's Eve, they had shared no scenes. So when Pfiffer received the script for The Family, she told her agent that if she had no scenes with De Niro, she wouldn't even read it. It's kind of cool. The source novel's title, which is Malavita. Okay, yeah. Is the name of the family dog.
Malaria?
Malavidia?
Malavita.
Malavita. There it is. When John DeLeo first met Diana Agron on set, he unknowingly asked her if she was the makeup girl. Agron burst out laughing and said, "No, I'm your sister. And I'm hot." At one point, Robert De Niro's character brandishes a baseball bat while quoting Al Capone. In The Untouchables, a character is killed with a baseball bat wielding Al Capone, played by Robert De Niro.
I like that.
I do too. When Don Luchis receives the bucket of ice in prison, he is reading the newspaper La Repubblica. In the top right-hand corner on the front page is a picture of Leon, can be seen, which, Leon the Professional, and next to the advertisement for Nikita, both films made by Luc Besson. I like it when people do that. Soundtrack grade. I gave it an FW for French whimsical. I thought the soundtrack was very fun. It was whimsical. It was kind of piano and light and kind of funny. And Yeah. What did we learn? Well, I learned that newspapers are still relevant. Good God, are they?
No. Just French high school newspapers.
Yeah. Jeez. Top 3. This week we chose mob movies. What else would we choose? Top 3 mob movies.
We could have done Michelle Pfiffer, Robert De Niro.
You're right. We could have done all of those things, but we didn't. We chose mob movies because for some reason we didn't do that for Untouchables.
Yeah, because we reviewed the Legos.
Oh, you're right.
Lego movie.
You're right.
Instead of the top 3. Yep.
Chad.
Hi.
This is the part where you wake up and tell us your top 3.
Oh, yeah.
Let me get the cattle prod. Hold on.
Yeah. Ow! Put that away.
Oh no! This is where Sam has to be the non-commissioned officer from Enemy at the Gates. You know, like he has to yell at Chad. Chad, remember if the guy in front of you is killed, you have to pick up his notes and tell what his.
Chad never saw the movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Which is good. That means that I can prod him with the cattle prod.
And he won't understand
because he's just like a Russian soldier. He has no idea what's going on.
Right.
I pick up the gun and use my bullets. Got it.
All right.
I'm gonna have to go with Goodfellas.
Okay.
I really like that.
I've never seen Goodfellas.
Oh, it's good.
It's
kind of like the prequel to this movie.
Bucket list.
It really is the prequel to this movie.
Yeah, interesting.
Because it's like a mob. Have y'all never seen it?
I have not.
Yeah.
Really?
I
You haven't seen it either, Andrew?
No.
My list of mob movies you're about to hear.
Oh, nice.
Like all of them.
Joe Pesci is in Goodfellas, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I know he's in a bunch of them, like Casino. I think. He's in it.
Isn't Goodfellas the whole? What do you think? I'm funny? Am I here to amuse you? Isn't that is that what that is from?
That's exactly what that is.
Yeah. I'm here to make you laugh.
So Goodfellas is the
funny how
it's a mob movie that's, and at the very end, one of the mob guys rats on his buddies and gets out, and he gets put into witness protection. So it's in essence, it's the prequel to this movie.
Or this is the sequel, basically, yeah.
Or something like that.
Right.
Whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, number 2, I'm going to go with Scarface.
Haven't seen it.
Say hello to my little friend.
But everybody's seen Scarface.
I haven't seen it. I missed all of the mob movies. It was just never a thing that I watched. So I know Jen's going to give me grief about it. I mean, she gave me grief about my Westerns that I'd never seen. So feel free to tweet at me how terrible. I never seen Goodfellas, never seen what's the...
Do you like the genre, or is it just you've missed them?
I don't know. I don't know if I don't... I mean, I liked Untouchables a lot. And I liked this movie. Not a lot, but I liked it. But I don't know why I've never seen any of the Godfathers. Never seen them.
Wow.
I know, and I know Godfather Part 2 is like considered one of the greatest films ever made. Like I understand all of these things and accept them for reality. I just have not watched them. So spare me your emails and your Twitters and your things. Except if you want to, but that's fine. Don't.
Well, I was going to go with my number 1. It was going to be Godfather.
Yeah. Good.
Cool.
/ Godfather Part 2. Both of them won.
Just not the third one.
No,
not the third one.
No.
Yeah, I've heard nothing good about that one. And Andrew.
So if you wake up tomorrow morning and there's a horse's head in your bed.
Yeah, I get the reference. Like people use that reference like all the time, and I get that that's from The Godfather. I just never seen it.
I once saw a marching band show, and this is hilarious. I saw a marching band show, and they were playing music from The Godfather, and the flags that they had had horses' heads on them.
Oh my gosh, that's weird.
I laughed so hard, and my kids were like, "What's so funny?"
Right.
I love it.
It's like, go watch a movie.
Andrew.
My dad actually is a deer hunter, and he put a taxidermied deer head in the bed with my mom one time and filmed it. It was really nice.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it was really terrifying for her.
Oh, look,
especially since she had night terrors back then. But,
Oh.
bless her heart. But it was funny for the rest of the family.
Here's Bambi's face. Now go to sleep.
Well, before I get started with my list, I just want to say what a special relationship I have, and I love the movie The Untouchables. It is really has a special place in my heart.
It really should. Have you actually seen it yet?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay. What movie did you think we were doing?
The Usual
The
Suspects.
Usual Suspects. Right?
Yeah.
No, we did The Usual Suspects, but you thought we did Untouchables, right?
That's it. That's it.
So anyway,
At least you didn't watch like Unbreakable or something. That'd have been pretty
Yeah, I
funny
know.
too.
so my list, I have an honorable mention of Pulp Fiction, which we've done for this podcast before. So that's why it's an honorable mention. I really like it more than that, but I didn't want to use that as one of my three. Number 3, Reservoir Dogs, which again we've done before, but I freaking love Reservoir Dogs. I like it more than
I
Pulp
really
Fiction.
do like Reservoir Dogs.
Number 2, 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag, and that one is Joe Pesci. It's just hilarious movie.
It really is. It sounds horrible, but it is so freaking
I've
funny.
seen parts of it, but I've never seen. I've seen maybe 15 minutes of total.
The main character drives me insane. I hate the guy as an actor, but it's a funny movie.
Yeah.
And then my number 1 of all times is a Robert De Niro film, Analyze This. One of my favorites.
And then there's the sequel, Analyze That.
Which wasn't as good, but...
Is that the one with Billy Crystal?
Yeah.
He's the therapist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sam.
Cool. I'm kind of with Andrew. I put honorable mentions of the movies we've seen before. The Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs are especially. Untouchables, they're kind of for me, if I remember that correctly. My number 3 spot goes to Godfather 2. My 2 spot goes to The Godfather. And the best mafia movie in the world?
Jurassic Park.
Is Empire Strikes Back.
I was going to say either Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I figured someone was going to make the reference there.
Jabba the Hutt.
Yep.
And there's been little rumors going around they were going to do some sort of Jabba the Hutt mafia style movie, which would be hilarious in a way. So, those are my movies.
Can you really call that a mafia movie? Because it's not really a family affair.
It's not a
just
mafia
like
movie,
one guy with a lot of money.
I don't care. He's considered.
I don't care. I don't care what your rules.
You can see Jabba sitting there stroking his chin.
What a sinner! What a sinner!
Jabba can't reach his chin. Everybody knows this.
He's got like little T-Rex arms.
Yeah.
And he doesn't speak English. That would be awkward. Let it translate. My 3 are The Road to Perdition.
Tom
Hanks, where he's robbing Al Capone.
Scarlett
One where he
Johansson.
has AIDS.
Scarlett Johansson's not in that.
Is she not?
No, there are no women in that movie.
Oh. Well, that's why you like it so much.
Oh.
It does have Jude Law and the James Bond, Daniel Craig.
Who's the killer? Who's the one following him?
That's Jude Law.
Jude Law. Okay.
Yeah.
You know who else Jude Law is?
Vasily Zaitsev.
Vasily Zaitsev. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Number 2 is The Departed.
Yeah, I almost put that on my list, but I can't watch that movie again.
I have to because it's like it's one of the 3 mob movies I've seen, and my number 1 is The Untouchables.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of them, and
Let's see some more mafia movies, dude.
I mean, like the only other one I could think of, like that I've seen, and that would be like Dick Tracy.
And that's a horrible film.
I know it.
We need to get some good wine and some food.
You made fun of me last week for
some
drinking
Italian
wine.
food. I did not for wine.
Yes, you did. You literally made fun of me because I said, "Hey, I'm drinking wine." You're like, "Well, you're not a real man unless you drink beer." Like you said that on air.
I'm gonna have to rewind that one because I don't think I said that.
Maybe I didn't recall that
But if
part.
you're watching a mobster movie, you're gonna have some Italian food and some wine to go with it to watch it. But we need to sit down and watch Godfather.
All right.
Oh,
I'm
point of order.
Not for the podcast, but just in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
Point of order.
Yeah. You need to get that off the list.
Point of inquiry.
Yes, sir.
Does rewind actually have the same meaning it used to?
It's to answer your question, Chad. Someone put on Twitter that their teacher had an actual floppy disk, like an actual 3.5 floppy disk, and those little, you know, and they said, "Oh, look, my teacher used a 3D printer and printed out the save icon."
Wow.
So to answer your question, no one knows what that means. But we still use like phrases like football players, 18-year-olds still go, we're going to go and watch film. No, you're not. You're going to watch video. You're not watching
digital at that.
Yeah, you're not watching film on anything. So, yeah. That's it. I don't think we had an email.
No, not even hate mail?
No, not even hate mail. Let me double check just to make sure we got anything since we started recording. Nope. The closest thing we got was the tweet from Alan saying, what did he say? Hey, Cheap Seat Cast, please add Hardball and Masters of the Universe to the list. Done. Well, I put Masters of the Universe.
Isn't that like a CNN Chris Matthews thing?
It's a Keanu Reeves. He teaches. It's like Keanu Reeves' version of Bad News Bears.
Oh dear.
Oh my God.
Or actually, more like
strikeout.
I'd say it's kind of like Keanu Reeves' version of the Mighty Ducks, only for baseball. Like he gets roped into teaching minor league or kid baseball, like Pee Wee baseball, and then he learns a lesson. Blah 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 blah.
Bad News Bears.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. You know what? Did I say that earlier? I did say that, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's it. Chad.
No, out of 10.
Guess what I was gonna say? Chad, out of 10. I remembered this week.
I believe that I'm gonna give this film a solid 7 as a favor on the day of my daughter's wedding.
You kind of sound like a really old smoker. Lady.
Yeah.
It's kind of, yeah.
Hello, my name is Tiffany.
I'm Dolores.
Please don't put your finger in my stoma.
Oh my gosh, that's awful. Andrew.
I'm gonna say, it wasn't great for me. I'm gonna say 5.5.
Oh, okay. All right, Sam.
If there's one thing in this world, that you could describe pretty much anything in terms of a score for this film, I'd probably give it 7 out of 10.
I hate you so much right now.
Because you could say so many different ways to really describe what you're wanting to say in so many different ways.
It can actually be used as a noun, a verb,
an adjective, and an adverb. It was a great scene.
You can use it as different types of verbs. You can use it as an transitive verb. Transitive verb.
It was a great scene when the son was like, Dad has like 13 different uses for this word, but all he has to say is one word, and it means like 100 different things. But what is he doing writing a novel? I have a few words for Sam right now, and he is one of those words. You are that, sir. I'm going to give it a 6.5. Cartoon-looking bombs out of 10. It was fun, but it was fine. That's it. Next week, we are doing Batman. That's right. I said that. We're doing Batman next week.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?
That's exactly it. We're doing that Batman. It's very cool. I'm very excited. Tune in next week for Batman.
They don't say Batman.
No, they don't. They really don't. Gosh. Just going to delete all of your audio. Thanks for listening, guys. And you have Chad and Sam to blame for all the beeps in the last minute and a half that you're going to hear. Leave us a review on iTunes and or Stitcher, unless you're from France. I'm just teasing. Leave us a review on iTunes or Stitcher. Visit our website, cheapseatreviews.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/cheapseatreviews. And follow us on Twitter @CheapSeatCast. If you follow us, I'll follow you back. Sean J. Allred, Soniji16, which is Sam, SONEJI16. Johnny Darko 16 is Corny. Maestro_Evans is Chad. And A. Jimison. Yeah, Chad doesn't follow Twitter. He doesn't use it. I used
to use it.
You don't even have the app on his phone. And please send us your hate mails or your non-hate mail to cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. We're going to have something pretty cool coming up. At least I think it's going to be pretty cool coming up. Listen, or wait, or whatever, for said announcement to be coming in the next few weeks. And by the time this podcast posts, my son will be 3. So that's pretty cool.
And don't forget to vote.
Oh, yeah. Go to our website, CheapSeatReviews.com, and vote for which movie you would like for us to do for Halloween, the Halloween episode, The ABCs of Death or The Exorcist. So on behalf of Chad, Andrew, Corny who's not here, Sam, this is Sean saying good night. Thanks for listening. God damn it.